The digital world is detonating and the flames are rising directly from Lori Harvey's estate because we are observing the most pathetic fumble in the annals of celebrity romance. You all witnessed the news. Michael B. Jordan didn't merely grab an Oscar on March 15th for Sinners. He conquered the entire world of success. But while Mike was delivering his acceptance speech looking like a total deity, the genuine chaos was erupting in the DMs. Insiders are shouting that Lori Harvey shot a text so thirsty and so pathetic that she's likely dreaming she could hurl her mobile device into the deep sea right now. But hold on. It becomes even filthier because her present guy Damson Idris allegedly intercepted that text and he is completely spiraling out. We are discussing Major League remorse as quiet Michael B. Jordan, who is honestly too occupied prevailing to acknowledge his history, and a very furious boyfriend who just grasped he might be the backup choice. Did Lori Harvey truly believe she could just crawl back in now that the legend holds an Academy Award? Is the prize finally understanding she discarded the greatest treasure? Snatch your snacks and settle in because we are unmasking the thirstiest contact of 2026 and the crash that is ripping Lori and Damson asunder right now. You honestly need to pause and observe the pure gall of the circumstance because what we are viewing is the peak example of the grass being totally brown on the other side. Let's analyze the stars in this filthy match because the power has evolved so rapidly it's giving the public whiplash. We all realize Lori Harvey has crafted an entire image around being the girl who leaves first. She was the individual who allegedly held the bar that Michael B. Jordan simply couldn't touch back in 2022. She was the person who was filmed with the dump him plates behaving like she just fled a drowning vessel. But jump ahead to today and the vessel she ditched didn't go down. It evolved into a colossal mega yacht with a trophy sitting on the bridge while she is trapped on a raft with Damson Idris attempting to keep her fame. It is truly comical when you analyze it because the nerve it requires to mail a friendly note to a guy you openly insulted is peak delusion. Michael didn't merely grab a trophy. He became an icon of what occurs when a king stops being a hobby and starts being a legend. The drama here isn't merely about a split. It is about the shameless backpedaling of someone who realized they swapped a jewel for a rock. Fans have been labeling Lori the prize for decades, but the web is starting to wonder what the prize truly is if it stays being ghosted by the champions. This disaster erupted the instant Michael's identity was announced at the Academy Awards. While the whole planet was focused on his cinematic gift, Lori was focused on her screen. Leaks from deep within her camp are surfacing that she was circling around her villa debating if she should mail a note or a letter or perhaps just a DM. The thirst is dense enough to suffocate on. She finally decided on a note that was allegedly packed with phony kindness mentioning how honored she was of him and how she forever knew he possessed this talent. But let's be honest for a moment. Where was this honor when her mom was sharing shady posts about him not being masculine enough? Where was this loyalty when she was giving press quotes suggesting that he wasn't in her league? The toxic image she is building right now isn't merely about being a chronic dater. It involves being a social climber who grasped she exited the ladder far too soon. You cannot boast about being the trophy when you are obviously hunting the man who already walked away. And the stillness from Michael's camp is bone-chilling. He didn't even grant her the pleasure of a read receipt on that desperate text. He allegedly has her and her entire clan on a restricted list because when you hit the peak Michael B. Jordan is at, you have zero time for the static of the past. The tension in this drama is peaking because Damson Idris isn't clueless. He is scrolling the same tweets we are scrolling. He is witnessing the memes about his woman fumbling the fortune. Imagine being the guy standing beside her while she is thirsting over her ex-boyfriend becoming the most famous man on the planet. It is a degree of humiliation that most males wouldn't be able to endure. The leaks pouring in are claiming that the energy in their home is chillier than a morgue. Damson Idris is reportedly demanding why she felt the urge to reach out whatsoever. If you are joyful and settled, why does Michael's victory trigger you so deeply? It is because it's not regarding Michael. It's regarding the prestige Michael now wields. Lori Harvey trades in prestige and currently her prestige is crashing while Michael's is hitting the heavens. This isn't just a minor slip. It is a strategic play that detonated in her face, and now she must navigate the global ridicule. The insider intel from these secret sources implies that this wasn't even the inaugural time she attempted to ping him since he launched the press tour for Sinners. She allegedly tried to have her staff contact his staff for a partnership or some type of public photo op, but Michael's camp slammed it shut quicker than a vault door. They recognize exactly what the hustle is. They recognize that she desires that Oscar aura to brighten up her brand. But Michael is dancing in rooms that she doesn't possess an entrance for anymore. This is the peak celebrity retribution. You cannot treat humans like they are trash when they are on their ascent and then anticipate them to embrace you back when they touch the summit. The internet feedback has been a complete massacre for Lori Harvey's brand. Fans are revisiting her vintage clips and mocking how arrogant she behaved when she was ghosting him. They are highlighting that she assumed she was the one providing him a service by dating him. But the truth is Michael was the one boosting her. Now that he is finished, she is just another socialite with a celebrity surname while he is a world icon. The massive amount of gossip and leaked data regarding her remorse is staggering because everybody desires to see the individual who acted too grand for their shoes get checked. And man is she getting checked. Damson Idris is allegedly so furious that he has been filmed exiting their mutual hangout solo, appearing like he's prepared to end it. He recognizes he cannot battle with an Oscar. He recognizes he cannot battle with the history Michael B. Jordan is forging. He is merely the guy who replaced the guy. And that epiphany is creating a giant canyon that no amount of stage shots can repair. The decay of the myth that Lori Harvey is forever in command has been stripped bare. She possesses zero authority here. Michael B. Jordan holds the reins because he wields the lethal power of the block button. He is the individual who dictated that her text wasn't worth the 3 seconds required to tap out a thanks. That is the peak dominance play. Apathy is more agonizing than malice. And Michael is serving her nothing but raw, unadulterated apathy. The drama is only intensifying as more snitches from her circle begin leaking to the media. They are claiming she is fixated on how the masses perceive her. And currently, the masses perceive her as the loser. The individual who let the jackpot slip away. And while she is attempting to manipulate this narrative, Michael is likely already on a luxury jet to his following massive gig, not granting her a solitary thought. The opulent lifestyle she parades signifies nothing if she cannot secure the focus of the male she craves. You can possess every designer purse in existence, but you cannot purchase an Academy Award, and you definitely cannot repurchase the dignity of a man you treated poorly. The destruction of her own brand is what we are witnessing. She assumed she was immune, but Michael's triumph has proven that he was the motor and she was merely a rider. Now the rider is attempting to board the locomotive after it already departed the platform and collided with a mountain of wealth. Every solitary time she attempts to repair this, it simply worsens the situation for Damson Idris. He is being handled like a second-class resident in his own romance. The leaks from these supposed insiders near the chaos claim that Damson informed her directly that if she pings Michael once more, he is finished. But can she even restrain herself? When you witness your former flame being honored by every Titan outlet on Earth and being labeled the most desirable bachelor in showbiz, it poisons your ego. It drives you to prove that you still possess a grip on him. But she doesn't. She is grasping that she is merely a page in his memoir and he has already shifted to the follow-up. The tension is murdering the audience because we crave the second Damson finally collects his luggage. We crave the second Lori Harvey must share a post clarifying why she is abruptly unattached again while Michael is being connected to genuine A-list icons. This is a clinic in how to devastate your own image by being too conceited. The masses have pivoted and they are not returning. They are rooting for Michael's stillness and they are mocking Lori's remorse. And the peak part is that this is merely the dawn of the collapse. Phase 2 of this disaster is where the genuine deep dive probe starts because the leaked data about what occurred after that text are even more shocking. The environment in that residence is turning into a total catastrophe zone because as soon as the footage of this chaos ceased, the genuine probe data began seeping out from the seams. We are discussing extreme-level friction where Damson Idris is allegedly monitoring Lori's call history like he is a lead investigator on a felony case. According to secret insiders near the duo, the crash from that one pathetic text to Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan has transformed into a total Cold War. You must grasp that in the realm of high-stakes celebrity romance your mobile is your ultimate weapon and your ultimate curse. Leaks imply that Damson Idris didn't merely discover the text by fluke. He allegedly busted Lori Harvey watching Michael's Oscar moment on a cycle with tears in her eyes. Imagine being the guy in the apartment and observing your woman mourn the triumph of her former lover. That is a degree of disrespect that would drive any male to lose his mind. But the probe dives deeper than just a bitter partner. We are catching whispers of leaked audio from Lori's tight circle where she is allegedly whining that her present life feels tiny compared to the world phenomenon Michael has evolved into. The gossip cycle is spiraling out of control with rumors that Lori has been dropping tens of thousands of dollars on mystic gurus and energy healers just to discover why she feels so detached from her own trophy image. It is straight comedy at this stage because you cannot fix a shattered ego with stones when the individual who shattered it is clutching a gold icon in Hollywood. The social feedback has been totally savage and honestly it is earned. The web has transformed into a massive courtroom and the judgment is that Lori Harvey is guilty of the peak degree of clout chasing. Fans are unearthing vintage snaps of her and Damson Idris and highlighting how plastic the chemistry appears compared to the magnetic energy she shared with Michael. There are rumors flying that Laurie attempted to stage a phony stroll right following the Oscars just to prove to Michael she was still prevailing. But the scheme flopped because the solitary thing fans observed was how depressed Damson appeared in the distance. He appears like a man who is exhausted by being the backup actor in a film regarding his own partner's remorse. The decay of their social brand is so profound that even their fashion deals are allegedly being scrutinized. Why would a premium brand desire a duo that is obviously collapsing because of a former flame's glory? It is a complete misuse of influence on Laurie's side to trap Damson in this spot while she is obviously still obsessed with the king she told the public wasn't sufficient for her. We possess leaks surfacing from alleged associates of Michael B. Jordan, who claim he considers the entire circus comical. He isn't furious. He isn't resentful. He is simply truly entertained that the female who attempted to belittle him is currently the individual begging for a fragment of his focus. The insider intel also implies that Laurie's mom, Marjorie Harvey, is attempting to conduct damage control backstage. There are whispers of clandestine huddles with agents to attempt and weave a fresh myth that Laurie was actually the inspiration for Michael to grab that Oscar. Can you imagine the insanity? They are allegedly attempting to forge a narrative where she ditched him so he could concentrate on his talent, which would label her the peak martyr for his glory. But the audience isn't swallowing it for a solitary moment. The feedback zones are drowning with fans claiming that Michael triumphed regardless of her, not because of her. The friction is escalating to a stage where a formal split declaration appears certain. You can only disregard a fumbled fortune for so long before the burden of it destroys your present romance. Damson Idris is allegedly approaching his breaking limit, with one insider asserting he informed Laurie that he is exhausted by being the replacement that actually tried too hard. He is a performer with his own path and his own following. But in this mess, he is being handled like the man who carries the bag while the queen hunts for her king. The monetary side of this drama is also beginning to emerge, with leaks of Laurie's staff being anxious regarding her commercial value. In the realm of digital media, your worth is anchored to your story. And currently her story is that she committed a colossal error. When you are recognized as the socialite who ditches the elite males in Hollywood, you forfeit your magic the second one of those males evolves into the biggest icon on earth. Michael B. Jordan is operating like a mogul filmmaker while Laurie Harvey is still operating like a professional dater. And that chasm is what is murdering her image. The probe results indicate that search volume for Laurie Harvey has surged, but it's all linked to terms like remorse, error, and fumble. That is not the species of traffic you desire when you are attempting to market a beauty line or a fashion label. It is a total collapse of her own creation, and the fallout is beginning to strike her credit balance. Meanwhile, the leaks regarding Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's high life since the victory is making the reality even more agonizing for her. He is allegedly being spotted at elite galas with A-list starlets who possess their own trophies and their own dynasties. He is no longer in the circle of influencers and socialites. He is in the circle of legends, and that is precisely where Laurie Harvey aspired to be, but she exited the vessel far too soon. The tension of what she will execute next is keeping the world obsessed. Will she join a podcast and attempt to justify herself? Will she share another vague quote regarding peace and morals while her world is in flames? Or will she finally confess that the guy she assumed she was too elite for was actually the peak blessing that ever occurred to her? The audience is anticipating that second of weakness, but realizing the Harvey pride, it might never arrive. Instead, we are receiving this filthy middle zone where Damson Idris is furious, Laurie is mourning, and Michael is winning. The probe into their digital footprint proves that Damson has ceased liking her uploads, and that is the global signal of a celebrity romance in the trash. He is allegedly shifting his belongings out of their mutual residence in tiny loads, so the photographers don't notice yet. He desires a fresh split because he realizes that as long as he remains with Laurie, he will forever be measured against the king with the Oscar. It is a pathetic finale for a duo that fought so hard to demonstrate they were the fresh IT couple. But you cannot construct a home on a base of remorse. The viewers are already choosing camps. And shocker, shocker, everybody is on Team Michael. The collapse is genuine, the costs are high, and the chaos is merely beginning. As we transition into the closing chapter of this probe, the friction is at a record peak because whispers are currently circulating that Michael might actually react, but not in the manner Laurie anticipates. He is allegedly arranging a massive sit-down where he will finally confront his former romances. And if he utters what we suspect he will utter, it will be the ultimate nail in the casket for Laurie Harvey's image. The tension is literally peaking as we talk because the planet is prepared for the King of Hollywood to share his reality while the female who ditched him is left with nothing but a text he didn't even care to view. Phase 3 is about to unmask the final fallout and the judicial threats that are beginning to launch in the shadows of this Hollywood catastrophe. The crash from this text is no longer just a secret dispute between two individuals. It has evolved into a total professional meltdown that is threatening to destroy the entire Harvey empire as we recognize it. While this footage revealed the fractures in the romance with Damson Idris, this segment is where we witness the genuine wreckage striking the asphalt. We are discussing judicial warnings and gag orders being hurled around like confetti because Michael B. Jordan's legal squad is not playing around. Leaks are emerging that Michael's circle has delivered a formal ultimatum to Lori Harvey's agents, declaring that if any more secret intel regarding their former flame or these alleged contacts are leaked to the media to inflate her numbers, they will be required to act. Michael is shielding his Oscar-winning brand, and he is not about to permit a pathetic ex-partner use his status for a recovery arc. This is the peak humiliation for Lori, who has forever boasted regarding being the individual in command. Currently she is being ordered by the male she once ghosted to keep his identity out of her lips or face the judicial fire. The insider intel into the Harvey corporate kingdom is even more staggering. There are whispers that numerous luxury couture labels are re-evaluating their deals with Lori Harvey because the social blowback has turned too poisonous. When your whole image is constructed on being the elusive it girl and the planet begins viewing you as the female sobbing over her ex-boyfriend's Oscar, you forfeit that allure. Public feedback is becoming more hostile by the minute, with fans demanding a complete strike on her merchandise until she admits the insolence she displayed toward both Damson Idris and Michael. This is a monetary meltdown in progress. Analysts assert her commercial worth has crashed drastically because she is no longer the tastemaker. She is the horror story. Critics are claiming she is the walking definition of the warning "don't swap a king for a clown" and then attempt to reclaim him. But let's analyze the total collapse of the Damson Idris dynamic because this is where the chaos strikes the rafters. Leaked intel from secret neighbors claims that transport vans were observed at their mutual home in the dead of night. Damson is allegedly finished with the ghosting and the shade. He is a performer who has labored intensely to forge his own name, and he grasped that as long as he remains with Lori, he is merely a sidekick in the Michael B. Jordan cinematic world. The friction hit a record high when Lori allegedly attempted to persuade Damson to perform a dual interview to discuss how joyful they are. But Damson detected the scam. He realized she simply desired to utilize him as a buffer against the fumbled fortune claims. He allegedly informed her that he is not a puppet and that he is exhausted by hearing Michael's identity in every solitary dispute. The crash is so genuine that Damson has allegedly already committed to a fresh gig in London simply to put as much geographic space between him and this disaster as possible. The fallout isn't merely intimate, it is hitting the degree of a Hollywood investigation. People are beginning to dissect the history of Lori's romances more strictly, and the results are not flattering. There is an expanding story that she treats males like jewelry to inflate her own celebrity. And once they hit a stage where they outgrow her, she panics. Michael hit a stage where he eclipsed her in every conceivable way. And that serves as the genuine motivation for the remorse. It isn't affection. It is the forfeit of access. It is the forfeit of the red carpets, the elite galas, and the influence that originates with being the spouse of an Academy Award winner. The insider intel reveals that Lori's staff has been contacting Titan Publications to attempt and land a solo feature to rebrand her as the sovereign female who requires no male. But the publications are allegedly demanding the dirt on Michael B. Jordan instead. She is ensnared in a cycle of her own creation where she is only significant because of the male she abandoned. As we observe the rumored departures of her team and the monetary audits into her brand's fading traction, we witness a female who is finally grasping that the prize brand possesses a shelf life if you don't support it with merit. Michael B. Jordan is transitioning into the filmmaker's seat for even grander films, and his identity is being cited beside icons like Spielberg and Scorsese. Meanwhile, Lori is being cited in gossip threads beside terms like remorse and humiliation. The chasm is so acute, it's nearly agonizing to observe. The social blowback has evolved from comical memes to grave audits of celebrity fame. And the manner females like Lori are praised for simply being attractive, while males like Michael are anticipated to labor 10 times harder for a sliver of the credit. The friction is at a record peak because everyone is awaiting that solitary upload, that one declaration that will either rescue her image or bury it permanently. The probe concludes that Michael B. Jordan has secured this conflict without launching a solitary strike. He didn't need to insult her. He didn't need to share a vague quote. He simply had to prevail. And by prevailing, he unmasked the reality that everyone already recognized. But Lori refused to accept. He was forever the treasure. He was forever the one with the focus. And currently he is the one with the Oscar. The leaks of Lori reaching out to salute him weren't a gesture of grace. They signaled a white flag of defeat. She recognizes she failed. Damson Idris recognizes she failed, and crucially the planet recognizes she failed. The tension is finally finished because the outcome is obvious. Michael B. Jordan is the monarch of Hollywood, and Lori Harvey is merely a female standing outside the fortress wondering why the entrances are bolted. The collapse is absolute and the wisdom has been gained. Never doubt the male who remains silent while he constructs, because eventually he will be clutching the gold and you will be clutching a mobile with a text that will never be acknowledged. This marks the finale of an epoch and the dawn of a very solitary path for the female who assumed she could ditch a legend. The masses are finished and the lenses are pivoting away from the chaos and back toward the talent. Michael B. Jordan is the destiny, and the history is precisely where he is abandoning Lori Harvey. The ultimate leaks assert that Michael has already restricted her on every medium known to humanity, and he has currently toasted his victory with individuals who actually recognize his worth for more than just the caption. This has functioned as a clinic in how to forfeit a champion. And it's a narrative that will be recited for decades whenever someone considers abandoning something stable simply to observe what else exists. Turns out what exists is nothing compared to what you previously possessed. This is total madness. We just observed a legendary career triumph transform into the peak celebrity ruin for another person. Michael B. Jordan is entering the archives of history with his Academy Award, while Lori Harvey is entering a cyclone of remorse and a shattered romance with Damson Idris. But what is your perspective? Did Lori truly assume she could simply text her way back into Michael's world now that he's a trophy holder? Or do you believe Damson Idris is justified to be furious regarding her still being trapped in the history? Is it even feasible for Lori to bounce back from this degree of social humiliation? Or is the prize officially a relic of history? Drop your craziest theories below, because this chaos is far too massive for just one individual to manage. If you desire to stay informed on every solitary leak, every judicial threat, and every filthy update on this Hollywood trio, then you recognize the drill. Smash that like button, follow the page, and activate those alerts, because the reality is forever filthier than the news. Stay tuned, because we are merely beginning to uncover what is truly occurring in the hills. Catch you in the following update where the situation becomes even more insane.